Trayce Jackson-Davis got passed on in the 2023 NBA draft 56 times. That's 56 players that were picked ahead of him before his name was finally called by the Warriors with the 27th pick of the second round. And now he's looking like the steal of the draft. Shortly after being drafted, TJD took to Twitter and vowed that the league would regret passing on him. And on Tuesday night against the Celtics, he gave the league their first taste of regret. Trayce finished with 10 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 blocks, while going 5 for 7 from the field and was a team-high plus 25 for the game. No one else was higher than a plus 9. Just a monster game off the bench from TJD that was much needed. The vets gave him a nickname, Baby T, which he hates, but they agreed on a deal. Once he registers his first double-double, they had dropped the Baby T nickname. I think I speak for all Warriors fans when I say I'm thankful we finally got a rim protector. I mean, they've had one all season, but for whatever reason, Steve Kerr decided to keep him buried on the bench, racking up DNPs. Meanwhile, every night Looney and Sarge are giving up layup lines to the opponents. It's frustrating to think that this whole time, sitting at the end of the bench, we've had a guy capable of doing this.
Brown works on the rookie.
And this.
Here comes Brown. Takes it.
Dude baptized Jaylen Brown twice in one game. Both blocks impressive as hell. It's no one on the Warriors capable of providing this level of rim protection. Prime Draymond back when he was younger and more athletic could, but current Draymond, he's not getting to these shots. Now, I'm not saying he's a better overall defender than Draymond, because he's not, but solely in terms of protecting the rim as a shot blocker, TJD's the best on the team. It's crazy because I know for a fact the coaching staff sees Trayce doing this in practice. And yet here we are, more than 1/4 through the season, and only now is he getting the opportunity to show what he can do. And it's only because Draymond's suspended. The Warriors came to this game ranked 28th in the NBA in blocks. Here's a crazy stat. As of right now, again, more than 1/4 through the season, Klay Thompson leads the team in total blocks with 13.
What?
Klay Thompson. That's insane, bruh. TJD is right behind him with 12, but he's only played 161 minutes total this season. Draymond has 11, and Looney has 8. The shot blocking on this team is so sorry, bruh. Hey look, no shade at Klay, but there's no way Klay should be leading any team in blocks. That's ridiculous. But it speaks to the glaring weakness of this team, a lack of rim protection, which is why TJD has to play every night. Team Sifu and Looney and Sarge are the last line of defense. Look, I love Looney, but we gotta have an honest conversation. Looney was a liability this game, offensively and defensively. And to be honest, he's been a liability all season. But this game specifically, playing against arguably the best team in the league, at least record-wise, it was painful to watch him out there. Looney's lost so much mobility compared to 2022. He's so slow now, bruh. I mean, Looney's always been slow, but now he's even slower. His mobility's cooked, man. He's no longer a viable switching big. He can't stand in front of anyone on the perimeter. He moves like his feet are stuck in cement. If he can't switch, that takes away most of his defensive value. Outside of defensive rebounding, Looney's been bad in basically every other aspect of defense this year. His regression is sad to see. Looney played 14 minutes and was a minus 19 in that span, compared to TJD, who was a plus 25. That's a 44-point swing in terms of effectiveness on the court. Boston got whatever they wanted going at Looney. And offensively, Loon just doesn't have the athleticism or the burst to capitalize inside off the advantages created by Steph and Chris Paul. It's sad to admit, but Looney's borderline unplayable right now, which is why TJD should start. Now don't get me wrong, against certain matchups, against teams that have big bruising centers, it makes sense for Looney to start. Guys like Jokic, Embiid, and Sabonis are better matchups for Looney. One of TJD's weaknesses is getting bumped off his spot in the low post against bigger players. Looney does a better job holding ground in those matchups, but outside of those very specific matchups, TJD's a better option against every other team in the league. If it was up to me, I would give this starting lineup a try and see how it goes. Steph, Pods, Klay, Kuminga, and TJD. The second unit would be CP3, Moody, Wiggins, Sarge, and Draymond, with Moody and GP2 being interchangeable based off the opponent and the matchup. Corey Joseph and Kevon Looney would be the third strings. With Draymond out at least another 3 weeks, Looney slides to the primary backup center spot. But once Draymond comes back, Looney's gonna have to bump down to the third string. That's assuming Trayce continues to play well in the meantime. As for Draymond not starting, look man, I'm tired of Draymond's antics. It's not fair to the team that while they're out there fighting for their lives trying to climb back to 500, Draymond's at the crib chilling with his feet up, not a care in the world, just completely left his team out to dry again. All because he can't control himself. It's not fair, bruh. By the time his suspension is complete, he'd basically have missed more games from suspensions and ejections than he's played actual games. That's unacceptable. Once he's back, I think Draymond should be coming off the bench until he proves he can be relied upon. But until then, start TJD. As for the rest of the starting lineup, I like Paz out there next to Steph and Klay. Not only is he a dog that does all the dirty work like drawing charges, boxing out, rebounding, diving for loose balls, he's also a connector as a dribble pass shoot cog in the offense, and he's unselfish. He's not thirsty for his own offense. He's gonna look to make the extra pass to Steph and Klay every time. He also doesn't make too many mistakes. He has just about a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. He's just an ideal role player, One of the problems with Klay playing up a position at small forward is his rebounding. Paz is such a uniquely talented rebounder for his size that he makes up for Klay's shortcomings by grabbing 5, 6, 7 rebounds a game as a 6'4" guard. In terms of Kuminga, it's already proven you get the best out of him as a starter. He just seems to be more comfortable when he knows he can expect a certain amount of minutes. It allows him to play more freely. Check out his stats as a starter versus coming off the bench. Alright, as a starter, he's averaging 15 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 1.4 assists on 59% from the field, 43% from 3, and 66 true shooting in 25 minutes per game. Versus as a reserve, he's averaging 11.5 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 1 assist on 44% from the field, 28.6% from 3, and 54% true shooting in 20 minutes per game. So it's obvious Kuminga's one of those players that generally plays better when they're empowered more, which is why I think the Warriors should keep him in the starting lineup indefinitely. He's in year 3, bruh. You have to give him more rope and trust him. If not, then you may as well trade him. It's that simple. Kuminga and Trace round out the starting 5 with athleticism and interior scoring to complement Steph, Klay, and Paz 3-point shooting and playmaking. As for the bench, a CP3, Moody, Wiggins, Sarge, and Draymond second unit would be disgusting. That's basically another starting unit off the bench, again with GP2 and Moody being interchangeable based off matchup. If you need more 3-point shooting, go with Moody. If you need more point of attack defense, go with GP2. The only person who should be a lock to close is Steph. The other 4 spots is based off matchups and who's playing the best that game. Anyways, that's all I got for y'all. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It's much appreciated. I'll holla at you on the next one. Peace.